This video was brought to you by Primal Driven and JDMbrand.com.
What's up, guys? It's Mike. A lot of you guys have been wanting to see more personal things about my life, so here it is. I'm showing you guys a road trip from LA to Sacramento. We packed a bunch of snacks and then we hit the road. It was just me and my wife, and we had a lot of fun driving. She was really silly. We filled up the car with gas, and along the way we actually spotted really cool cars along with a Subaru here, a wagon, and gave him a nice peace sign. He looked over but didn't say anything. As we drove through LA, you can see the Metro's train station right there. LA does have a public transportation, but it's not really used as much as the East Coast or even the Bay Area. Also, along the way, I did have my Cobb exhaust installed and the Cobb shifter and bushings. So I wanted to share with you guys kind of the side of California a lot of people don't see. Everyone thinks of California as LA or the Bay Area. But California is really beautiful. There's a lot of different things you can see. If you look through the video here, you can see the countryside does change a lot. You go from dense city to flat land, all of a sudden to mountains, and even later you'll see cows, sheep, and a bunch of other random animals. And yes, guys, I was very safe when I was driving. You can see my work hard iPhone case and a lot of concrete all through LA and Southern California. So in order to get out of Southern California, you have to go through something we call the Grapevine. It's actually a big mountain you have to go through to exit the valley. Here you see a house, and I get really excited when I see it. Anyways, back to the car. The car performed really well uphill. Up in 5th gear, up a hill, the car did really well. You can hear it boost, you can hear it climb the hill, and in 5th gear you can pass a bunch of cars. So the car did really well. I'm really happy with its performance. Here my wife is being really silly. Let me just watch her be a weirdo. This is probably why I married her. She's a lot more, I guess, crazier than I am, but we have our fun, right? So on a road trip, one of the hardest things for me to do is stay awake. Since I'm always the driver for the most part, if I'm driving my Subaru, I have to stay awake. So we blast our music really loud. Sometimes we have a TV or a monitor or our iPad or something entertaining up so I can watch and drive, or at least listen and drive. One of the coolest things about California is the diverse terrain. You can see a lake in the distance and all of a sudden cows on the side. One of the things I do when I'm driving is I look outside a lot, that way I can keep myself entertained if there's no TV or movie playing at all. Here you can see us entering the inside of the Grapevine, and we're going downhill. Now on the right side, you're going to see a getaway ramp. It's kind of crazy when you look at it. It's basically for a car or a truck that can't stop. And on the left side here, you can see the same thing. Sometimes you can actually see that it's been used by some sort of big rig or some sort of car. That's pretty scary because the hill is actually very steep. What I usually do is I go in 5th gear or 4th gear, depending on how steep it is, and I ride it down. Here you can see us exit the Grapevine, and we're going downhill. It's completely flat at this point. It's really cool because you're in the mountains and all of a sudden here's the valley and it's flat. We have some oil fields, and also we have a lot of agriculture. So in Central California, you have a lot of agriculture, and this is one of the biggest things that I saw that I need to tell you guys about. Here are the dairy farms, the cows. Oh my goodness, it smells so bad. When I spotted these in the distance, I shut off my AC, closed my vents, and the smell still penetrated the car. I can't even describe to you guys how bad it smelled, but we passed it and we survived. Besides that, the day was beautiful, the sky was clear, and traffic actually flowed really well. But as you guys can see later, I got stuck behind a lot of big rigs like this. It is somewhat rude when a car is coming up to you and the big rig decides to pass another rig at 5 miles per hour faster. But here you can see sheep on the side, and on the map here, we're just past Southern California, over just north of Bakersfield. A long ways to go still, but nonetheless, not a bad trip. And then all of a sudden I got caught off guard with more cows on the side. I should have known this since I've taken this drive many times, but this cow field, this dairy farm stretched so far. It was so hot in the car because I turned off the AC and vent, but I had to because it smelled so bad. But continuously gone as far as you can see, there's cows everywhere. So here's the map. If you guys are driving past this area of the map, make sure you close your vents, turn off your AC, roll up your windows, seal your car shut. So the good thing about the Subaru is you only need one stop when you're getting gas, about 400 and something mile trip. So we decided to take a stop, pit stop, restroom break, and a bit of food. So I went ahead and took a little video of the Cobb exhaust. And I filled up the car. So remember, guys, if you guys are leaving to go on a trip, Central California's gas is really, really expensive. So make sure you guys fill up before you leave. That way you guys don't spend 20, 30 extra cents per gallon because it's Central California. And by the way, lots of bugs. We went to Subway on a trip up, grabbed a tuna sandwich, shared it, and we took off back on the road. It got pretty dark pretty quick. and we were about an hour and 51 minutes out at this point, but it got really dark. For those of you guys who do not live in the West Coast, if you guys haven't seen In-N-Out before, it's a burger joint that's really popular in California, parts of Nevada and Arizona. I'm not sure if there's any other places with them, but really popular, really good burgers, really simple menu though, so you don't see them very often anywhere else. And once again, I get stuck behind another car in a big rig. We got to Sacramento, my humble old neighborhood of a few years. I grew up in another neighborhood, but you can see not the nicest place. Ghetto ice cream truck. Asian area, lots of good food by the way, and I know some of my viewers are from the same area I'm from, up in Sacramento, and this is like a densely populated Asian area. Lots of good food. This is a restaurant that I used to go to all the time, and I used to eat their sandwiches a lot. You can see I made a humongous mess in the car, and the sandwiches are just really good. I just couldn't resist myself. But this is an old neighborhood. It's changed a lot since I've been there. It's been about 10 years since I've gone back and forth, and every time I go back there's a new building, there's something new. And this right here is where I used to wash my first car. My 93 Camaro is where I used to wash my car, right there. We didn't have a water hose at home, so we had to go there. And that abandoned lot used to be a mechanic shop, a bunch of Asian grocery stores. It's just a really cool neighborhood, really different. The culture is completely different from Northern and Southern California. I can definitely say I prefer the Southern California culture a lot more, but the food up in Northern California, where I'm from, in Sacramento, is really, really good. So I really enjoy it. So whenever I go to Sacramento, I always eat a lot. So this is pretty much just eating, and more about eating. And I really like that because the food is really good. Nothing like home-cooked meals and old restaurants I used to go to all the time. But we made a trip through South Sacramento, and then we made a trip to West Sacramento. Over here you can see the freeway is built on top of the city, which is kind of different. And you can see the, I think Sacramento River, I think this one is, but you can see downtown. It might be wrong. It might be American River, but it might be Sacramento. But really cool river. It's not that deep. Maybe at the deepest probably 10 to 12 feet, and at the shallow ends are about 6 or 7 feet. Head over to my sister's house, and my mom makes some good Vietnamese, old traditional food. Love it. We have our meal, take a nap, and enjoy the day while we're there. Now, if you guys followed me on Instagram, you guys probably saw this post I did. I went to a restaurant, and I saw rich people fried rice on the menu. I couldn't believe that, so I thought it was real funny, showed you guys that. But that pretty much ended our trip. It was just a lot of family hanging out, visiting people, and a lot of eating and enjoying the day with family and friends. The trip up to Sacramento took about 6 to 7 hours, one pit stop, and it was actually not a bad drive. If you have people with you and keep you entertained, it's not that terrible. But let me know, you guys, if you guys make long trips and how was it and where did you go. If you guys want more videos like this, please let me know, because I will make an effort to make it for you guys. But thanks for watching so much. I will talk to you guys next time.